Hi Scorpio, it's Majori here from the Punk Priestess, and welcome to your Tarotscope for March. So I'm going to start off with a signifier. This is the main energy that's happening for you. And then we're going to get into the reading. And I have here astrology decks, I have oracle decks, as well as tarot. So there's going to be mixing and matching. Okay, so what I'm pulling here is the World upright, Major Arcana card, and then I have knowledge. So this is a wrap up, and you're ending something which happens during your sister sign of Pisces, which happens during Pisces season, and a lot of endings, but it is like the knowledge that you have has helped you close this portal in your life. And there's this beautiful finale of the Northern Lights here to encourage you to just close the portal, move forward. And just when we end a chapter, when we complete something, we gain so much knowledge, and we reflect on the knowledge that this experience, this relationship, whatever it is that's on the way out, what it brought to us, what it taught us. And these lessons, this knowledge is what we're going to carry with us into our new beginning and into the new chapter you're going to have. So this is very beautiful. It's like you've done the work, and now the reward is coming through here. And that reward for you is knowledge. It's a very expansive time. So I'm just pulling here some tarot cards. Okay, so a lot of major energy right off the bat, and I've noticed this with the Pisces and the Cancer reading your sister signs, that there's a lot of major cards that came through. So we have here Death upright, the Hangman upright, and then we have Pisces here. So this is very beautiful, just really clearly showing what is the message for this Pisces season. And death, endings, transformation, metamorphosis. You're no stranger to death. You laugh in the face of danger of it. You're not scared of death. And these endings, this death process, it's for a reason. And for such a long time, you've been hung up on it. You've been contemplating, well, what if I left this job? What if I left this relationship? What if I left this home? Or, you decide to go off into a new path. And, now you're like, there's no time like the present. It's time to wrap these things up. It's time to move forward. It's time to move on. And you'll be okay. You'll be divinely protected. And you just have so much knowledge now that you're just not going to allow yourself to be in these spaces, which is why it's on the way out. The Hangman here is also kind of reflecting to you what was going on in 2019. 2019 was the year of the Hangman. What are you thinking about? Maybe a lot of those ideals, that relationship, that career, this location was so important to you then. And then time after time within the past 2 years with COVID, with the pandemic, you've realized it's just becoming more and more out of alignment for you. And you can no longer be in suspension. You want to get yourself off of this ride. You want to get yourself into a new place in your life. And Pisces is giving you the encouragement to dream of it, to imagine it, to think of it as possible, because it is possible. You're seeing that, wow, you have all this knowledge, you have all this wisdom, you're seeing what you can do with it. You're seeing how you can go here and go there, and what you can do with what you have. And before you were so limited. And that's also because your worldview was small. And now the more knowledge you've obtained, your world has gotten bigger. And you're realizing, all right, it's time to end this. This isn't working. As you're in contemplation here, you're realizing you've seen this isn't working, and this death is heralding this portal to close so a new one can open. And this is what's happening during Pisces season. You're probably ending a lot of things. A lot of things are changing, are moving, and being awakened to you of how much potential, how much possibility you have to navigate your life in a new direction. It's very intense. You know, I kind of just talked about this lightly, but this energy is very, very intense. So you're going through it. It's not, you know, you just woke up and you're like, all right, I have all the answers. Everything's going great. Hunky-dory. No, it's like, it's a lot of intense work. It's very uncomfortable work, realizing like, holy shit, I don't want to do this anymore. And you got to move accordingly. I'm pulling some oracle cards to connect with these tarot cards. There's no better way to end something than the season of endings, which is Pisces. So you're right on time. And you feel comfortable with this. Like, you know, as I said, like death is your ruler and Pluto is your planet. The underworld, you do fine with it. You're not scared of a death process. Some people like to avoid it, but you're just like, let's go. Okay, so this is what I'm pulling here. So for death, I'm pulling pigs and fishes surround you. I have protect your ecosystem with the Hangman. And then it takes a curse to break a curse here. So that's with Pisces. Let's start with pigs and fishes surround you. And I think this is very clear that this death process, this ending, this transformation is trying to get some people out of your life and trying to align yourself with better people. This is relationships. This is coworkers. This is friendships. This is family. You know, this is even aspects of yourself. You're just like, wow, I don't want to show up as this person anymore. I don't want to wake up negative. I don't want to wake up, you know, putting my physical body in this place, which is why the protect your ecosystem is also showing up. It's just like there's a lot of external energy that is disrupting your internal peace, and you're just like, I'm done with it, you know? Death process, closing this portal. I don't want to start off April with pigs and fishes in my vicinity. And that is why you're working so hard to have these endings, to set yourself up so a new beginning can happen. And it will, in many ways, you will be able to walk through a new portal, and those pigs and fishes, they're not going to be able to come with you to the other side, and that's totally okay. And it just comes like when we have more knowledge and when we're more awakened and in tune with our true self, we just see the energy that's surrounding us and how either it's working for us and it's not. And you're realizing a lot of things have not been working for a very long time, and you're changing it. You're doing something about it, which is awesome. Protect your ecosystem. Amongst all this change, you have to protect your ecosystem. And this goes for physical ecosystem, physical body. This goes for internal ecosystem. And this goes to also like your physical space. Like you have to make sure, you know, your energy is protected in the spaces that you're in. Like let's say, you know, you are trying to move and you really have to think about, you know, yes, it's hard. It's a lot. But I need to have at least some moments of peace within my ecosystem, and I have to have it work for me, not against me. Which can look like if you're in a relationship and you're breaking up and leaving, you have to be very cognitive about your own physical space and your safety within that space. You thought about this for a long time. This has been premeditated. And you've been protecting your physical body, you've been protecting your ecosystem for some time, because in order for you to maintain and navigate and have this death experience and move out of this shift, you have been very mindful of your ecosystem, because that is what is supporting you and holding you safe. And if it's not, then you're thinking about the ecosystem you want to have that will help you flourish. Sometimes, when it comes to jobs, the ecosystem is just not supportive. It's just not a creative environment. It's not a safe environment for you know, self-expression or growth. And a lot of times we got to protect our own heart, our own integrity, and get out of that space, because it's going to kill us. If there's no sunlight and we're a plant, how are we going to bloom? How are we going to get fed? So for you, you've realized, okay, this hasn't been working for a while, and you've been doing things behind the scenes in secrecy, because that's how you work, Scorpio. You've been doing things for some time to set yourself up to have this stuff experience and this world, which is beautiful. All right, so it takes a curse to break a curse, and gotta break some mirrors. You gotta really, you have been breaking some curses. You have been doing the generational work. You have been going through the files of your trauma to try to make sure you don't align yourself or set yourself up in a similar position of what you're trying to leave. You don't want to mirror what you're trying to break. And a lot of times, it's difficult. It's difficult to break those curses. It's difficult to get out of a situation. It's difficult to get the pigs and fishes out of our lives. It's difficult to have those boundaries and to maintain your ecosystem, to protect your ecosystem. It's a lot of self-preservation. This whole spread is pretty much about self-preservation, because you're preserving yourself so you do not get attacked, so you do not get contaminated by the pigs and fishes, by opportunities that are too small, by environments that are not helping you grow, just keeping you stagnant. But people are going to notice that change. People are going to be like, well, why don't you want to be friends with me anymore? Why don't you want to be in a relationship with me anymore? Why do you not want to work here anymore? Like, there's going to be so much pushback, because people want to keep you small. People want the control on you. People don't want you to elevate sometimes and put yourself first. They don't want you to have self-preservation. They would rather you have low self-esteem, so you don't have the knowledge of what else is out there. That's why, I don't know why this example came to my mind, but that's why, a lot of the slaves were illiterate, because the slave owners didn't want them to have the knowledge to know how they can have freedom away from them. And that's kind of how you have to think about this situation. It's like, you have the knowledge now, you have the resources, you have the material, you have already the skills and the assets of what it takes to get out of the situation, and you're doing it. Why would you not? And you have the self-esteem to get you to this place as well. Even if it's not fully intact, you just know you can no longer thrive and survive in this environment, in this ecosystem, when there's predators around you. So, and there's invasive species, there's predators that are going to contaminate and kill your ecosystem, so you can no longer survive. They're already doing it. They're already munching on your garden, And that is why it's so important that you decide for yourself, I'm breaking the curse. Enough is enough. I'm done. I'm leaving. Sayonara. See ya. Lose my number. Block and delete. Okay, I'm just going to pull 2 more cards here. Some astrology and a timing card. Okay, so I'm pulling here Capricorn, so earthly sign, and then I'm pulling here the time of day, which is Thursday, so the day of the week is Thursday. So let's start with Capricorn here, and we just had Venus and we just had Mars shift out of Capricorn into Aquarius a couple of days ago. So this definitely is the energy right now, is this Aquarius shift. We only have one more planet in Capricorn, and that is Pluto. So it's kind of like the last hurrah. Late stage capitalism, this masculine energy is this patriarchal energy is kind of like diluting almost entirely. So, for you with this Capricorn energy, this is definitely a lot of career stuff coming through. This is a lot of status. Maybe you are going through a divorce or something, and this can be, you're changing status, marital status. It could be, you're changing jobs, you're changing careers. You want to go back to school. You don't want to, you realize, what, I don't really want to be in a high position. I don't want to be a manager. I don't want to be like a boss. Like, I rather would just like do this job, make money, and then leave. That's, a lot of us are realizing that, a lot of this responsibility, a lot of this like girl boss BS is not the way to live. It's not cool. It's not what you want to do. And that's totally fine. But a lot of things too that come around with Capricorn is this devil energy of like, you were held hostage, you were chained, and now the knowledge kind of broke you free. And kind of like, you know, really seeing the truth of the situation, the truth of the matter, the truth of this company, the truth of this boss, the truth of this partnership, whatever it is, and just kind of then using that information for your benefit to get out of the situation into a new portal, a new situation. And Thursday, how can you reclaim Thursday? Maybe you're realizing, you know what, I don't want to have a 5-day work week. I just want to work till Thursday. Go after something like that. There's companies are doing that now. Having more flexibility. Maybe Thursday is the day you're like, I just want to take this time for myself. I don't want to do anything on Thursday. Or you need to just use Thursday as a day that maybe this is when you do your yoga class. This is when you meditate. This is when you do some spell work. This is when you have date night with your partner so you can rejuvenate your marriage and your relationship. There's just a lot of things that you can think about, you know, having Thursday be your day of priority. Have your Thursday be a day of empowerment for you. How can you reclaim that energy? So then when Friday comes around, you'll feel better and be like, wow, you know, I'm so glad I did this, you know, day. So Friday I can have fun and, you know, whatever it is. But Capricorn is definitely like there has been this hold on you. There has been this oppression in many ways, and this friction and this limitation, and you're sick of it. You're done with it. And that's why you're getting it out of your life. And, you know, sometimes what doesn't work for you works for others, and that is okay by you. That is okay by them. You know, let them continue in the suffering. Maybe it's not suffering to them, or they haven't been awoken, or they don't know, haven't received the knowledge that this is abuse, or this is a suffering, you know, shackled type work environment. And you just have to watch them. You just have to let them live their life, but you can't be a part of that chapter because it's just going to bring you down a lot of times. That's why it's very important when we leave pigs and fishes behind and we leave certain situations, we really uphold boundaries. It doesn't mean you still have to keep those people in your life. I think, you know, it's very important to think about that. So, you know, shoot for freedom. You're already there. You're already like almost stepping through that new portal, and, you know, continue walking through it. So that is reading for March. Thank you so much, Scorpio. I'll see you next month.